Welcome to Three Fat Fucks Talk About Football on the Boycott Everything Podcast YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe, like, favorite, comment. My brain's kind of dead. This is the third podcast we recorded in about 4 hours or so.
Six.
But yeah, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell on the YouTube channel. Follow us on all the social medias linked in the description. And also, you can find us on... Fuck, what one have I not used yet? Xvideo, I don't know.
MyLittlePony.com. There we go. Hi, everybody. Y'all know the drill. Aegon could not be with us this week, but it's okay. It's okay. We're in capable hands with me and Jaron and Matt. So we're just going to kick right into it. Week 4 was a fucking mess. So this podcast is not going to be rushed because we're tired and need to be done. This podcast is going to be rushed because it was just a overall shit fest, in my opinion, for the week. So we're going to start off last Thursday. Philadelphia 34, Green Bay 27.
Can I just say I'm kind of pissed I didn't start Howard on my fantasy team? Because he scored 31 points in fantasy, and I could have used that.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you and every other fucking goddamn Philadelphia fan, Jordan Howard is your best skill player on your team outside of Deshaun Jackson. Period.
I don't even think it's close.
Yeah, I don't think it's even close.
Those two are heads above the rest, is what I mean.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Aaron Rodgers had the stat line for this game of the night, 34-53, 422 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked 1 time with a QB rating of 93.4. But more importantly, the Green Bay Packers decided, hey, Philly, we know your fan base is turning on you, and we really, really don't want to be in first place in our division. So if you don't mind, we're gonna pass it within the 10-yard line 4 times, if you don't mind. This was more of a Philadelphia won the game because Green Bay couldn't be coached properly. That was a badly coached game by Green Bay, in my opinion.
Rookie head coach Matt LaFleur, he shows his true rookie self that night. I mean,
agreed.
Terrible play calling. They get up early, 10-0, and then Philly just goes on a tear, 3 straight touchdowns, and they never looked back. I mean, Green Bay tied it up, then Philly just marches right down the field, or gets that big, gets those big plays for that last touchdown drive, and never looked back after that.
Never looked back. Will, you got anything on this game?
Nope.
Tennessee 24, Atlanta 10. This is the most confusing game, I think, of the week. Because usually when you have a 100-yard rusher and your QB only throws for 200, but neither one of them plays extremely. Mariota had 3 touchdowns. He throws for 227 yards, 3 touchdowns, 129 QBR. But he beat a player that had 397 yards passing. Like, Atlanta, where's your offensive line? You're going to kill Matt Ryan this year.
5 sacks.
5 sacks for 33 fucking yards. That's a lot.
Yeah,
he was running around all night, or all day, I mean. Just had no time to set and throw. Tennessee's defense is legitimate. Even if he had some time to throw, I mean, nobody was getting open. Nobody. Tennessee could control this game early, but it wasn't even as close as 24-10 came out to be.
Yeah, no, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Mariota showed up because the good Mariota showed up this time, not the one that's crap.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be said again here later. So, like, he wasn't amazing, but if you look at the stats and if you look at just the stats and say, okay, which team won?
Dude, yeah, if you just looked at the numbers, you wouldn't believe it'd be Tennessee, and you wouldn't believe it'd be
No,
such a blowout.
you'd believe it's be Tennessee, but if you watch the game, you were right. The game didn't feel like 24-10. It felt like 30-10. Like Tennessee smashed them, but the stats says otherwise. And one last thing, Devontae Freeman, where the fuck are you? 28 yards rushing. That's
the answer, man. I
multi-
drafted him in fantasy this year. God,
that is multiple games. That is
Atlanta
multiple
wouldn't be
games this
bad,
year.
but- Oof.
Well, I called Atlanta being last in our division, so I'm glad I'm right on that one so far. Next
I believe
game.
I did too, but I didn't think it was going to be this ugly.
The next game, the only close game that I think that New England's going to have all year, unless they lose. New England 16, Buffalo 10. Can we talk about two things? One, congratulations, Frank Gore, for joining a very, very, very prestigious member of the NFL with being the fourth player to ever reach 15,000 yards rushing. Congratulations on that. Big U's up in the air. Can we talk about how real that Buffalo's defense is? Can that be the conversation here?
I thought Buffalo had a chance in this, and I wasn't wrong. If Josh Allen hadn't got that concussion,
I think they would have won.
Late in the third, I think we're talking about a completely different game here at the end.
Agreed.
I don't think this is going to be the only time they're going to meet two more times this year. I could see them meeting in the playoffs.
We can hype up Buffalo and how well they played and how well the game would have been different, but yeah, that New England defense is number one for a reason. Like Buffalo's defense is real, and I'm glad to see it. But holy crap, that defense! They're swarming. They're all over the fucking place. It's amazing to watch. And I hate that because I hate the Patriots.
I think, though, this was the first week they really played a legitimate team. Otherwise, they played who? The Dolphins? Oof, rough. They played the Jets, I believe, didn't they?
Yeah. And the Steelers.
They haven't played real offenses yet. This was their first test, and they looked up the part. But, yeah, they're number one for a reason.
Yeah, if we're considering Buffalo a real offense, they looked amazing then. Because 3 interceptions against a quarterback that's not bad, and an offensive team that's decent. Like, I don't know. New England is who we thought they were. Yeah, Dennis.
Sure.
Yes, Dennis Green. I'm saying that they are exactly who they thought they are exactly who we thought they were. Imagine that.
They are who we thought they were.
The next game should have been the game of the week, but was not. Kansas City 34, Detroit 30. Did anybody actually see this game being this close?
No.
No, I thought you were going to get Patrick Mahomes in the dome, and he was just going to be another level. And
you know what I learned?
What we found out is, dude, Detroit's defense might be pretty legit too.
No, you can't. You can't. No. you can't give up 300 yards passing and over 100 yards rushing and be considered a real defense. No.
Dude, if you're holding Patrick Mahomes to no touchdowns, that's impressive enough to me.
Okay, but here's the flip side of that. If you're holding Patrick Mahomes to no touchdowns and you still lose, that kind of stomps out any argument if you're a real team.
Yeah.
And everything, there's going to be people talking about, well, the catch in the end zone. It was floating in his hand when it came down. It was not a catch. And Patrick Mahomes did what any elite quarterback in the NFL is supposed to do. Okay, he's not scoring. He needs to put the team in position to win, which he did very fucking well. This game was fun to watch, but it definitely was not the game of the week like we thought it was going to be. We all thought it was going to be a good game, but not 4 points, and we didn't think that it was going to be. We still thought, all of us thought it was going to be a blowout, because that is the Lions and that is Patrick Mahomes, and I will give the Lions credit. They slowed him down, but you still lost, and you still gave up a huge chunk of yards. If you didn't have Kerryon Johnson, you don't win. You're not within that score. Mm-hmm. You're just not.
Kansas City had no answer for that run game.
None.
Oof, that defense is rough. If it wasn't for Patty Mahomes, I think we'd all admit Kansas would be a 5-11 team.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Now we get to talk about the game that I was shocked that I enjoyed watching part of. The Oakland Raiders beat the Indianapolis Colts 31-24. And there's a lot of storylines that come out of this, but let me tell you the one storyline I got the most. Jacoby Brissett is exactly who I claimed he was. They went down a ton early, and he fought every minute of the game from then on out. And he did that without Ty Hilton.
That was the part I couldn't believe, is that the Raiders just moved the ball so effortlessly early.
Yeah, it was another game of a tale of two halves, because the first half was all Raiders, and the defense for Indianapolis looked like crap, and what the hell is going on? Then the second half is just like, okay, we play now. Let's get us back in the game. And Brissett did everything he could, but he doesn't have the talent around him to do anything.
Right.
With Ty Hilton gone, he has nothing. So I'm really happy for Brissett. I'm really happy that he's flourishing.
He's earning that paycheck he's getting, I'll tell you what.
Warning, ladies and gentlemen, the Miami Dolphins has scored points in the NFL this year.
Yay!
LA Chargers 30, Miami 10.
The
Chargers look really good, and they're going to get Mel Gordon back full next week. Oh boy.
Dude, it doesn't look like it's going to be too soon, because Austin Eckler didn't look all that impressive.
Dude, 120 total yards
Dude, no, I mean just rushing it though. He's a much better pass catcher than Melvin Gordon. But running that ball, he's got nothing. You had Melvin Gordon in this offense, it's going to be terrifying.
I love you. You're one of my favorite people, but I'm sorry. Melvin Gordon is the second best running back to catch out of the backfield in the entire NFL.
I know, and Eckler's better. It's scary, isn't it?
No.
I'm telling you, man. Eckler, you get the ball in his hands in some space, he's special.
Okay, but that's different. In some space, yes, he's better. But as a catcher, as a receiver, he's nowhere close to Melvin Gordon. Because Melvin Gordon loves being hit, so he doesn't care. And I don't think Gordon, because of age and because of wear and tear, he's as explosive as Eckler. But like Melvin Gordon's a better receiver of the ball. Like what he does afterwards, not as much as Eckler. For some reason, that doesn't transfer into being a running back, though. Isn't that weird?
It is. Definitely is. That's why Austin is nowhere near as good.
Saquon Barkley is by far number one receiving running back, and then I would say CMC and Melvin Gordon is number two as the running backs, and Kamara. Cannot fucking forget Kamara at all. Hey guys, the Washington Redskins is going to murder any chance of having a future with their new quarterback starting this week. Daniel Jones. Remember, we don't use Danny Dimes on this podcast because nobody called him being good but me. Daniel Jones had a hell of a day. 23 of 31. Showed he was a rookie finally with a very, very bad set of picks, but he still had 225 yards, and he still won 24-3. And now we're on the death watch of Haskins because Washington has New England coming this week, and we've heard nothing about anybody starting but Haskins right now.
Aww.
Yeah, he looked lost against the not that special defense.
Who, Haskins?
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the problem. This is what I think should happen. And remember, I don't want anybody to get fired, but they should have fired Jay Gruden today or tomorrow. And they should put an interim coach in so that interim coach goes, hey, Gruden made a mistake. Haskins has never taken a snap in practice with the first unit offense until this week. How can he look good when that's the case? Think about that. Of course he looked bad. He's only been playing with second, third string players. He's not seeing the real speed of the game. There's a reason why you're a second string player in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And he has not played a single snap until yesterday. No, today. Today's Tuesday, right? Yes, today. Today is the first time. This week will be the first time he takes any snaps with the first unit. Why are you going to kill Haskins already? You're going to put him against that New England defense. That defense we all just said a minute ago is the best in the league. You're about to put him against that with no offensive line, with people. You know what, Washington? You deserve all the bad fucking shit you get. Just don't ruin another young black quarterback that is really good because you can't take the L. Just take the fucking L. Haskins shouldn't be in. Put Colt McCoy in. Keep in fucking Case Keenum, whatever the fuck his name is. Let Haskins play with the first string during practice. Get some reps underneath center in practice with the first round with the first string for a couple weeks, and then let him loose. But I didn't know, because I wanted to see Haskins play, guys. I didn't know he hadn't taken a single snap with the fucking first string this year. I don't want that. That's fucking nuts.
Man, I'll tell you what, though. I am pretty disappointed I didn't fly straight down to Las Vegas and put my house on Jay Gruden being the first coach fired.
Yeah.
God damn it, he's gone after this week. I can't believe they're keeping him on for New England.
It makes no sense, brother. like
Dude,
you have a way out,
and just admit you're going to lose.
It's a clear sign you're the worst team in the NFL. It's a clear sign you're the worst team in the NFL. Okay? If that's the case, why not pull the trigger right fucking now? Don't make Haskins go in against a New England defense that is going to kill him. Haskins can be as great as he wants to be. That's still the New England defense. And unless I'm wrong, don't they play nothing but defenses the next couple weeks? Like, what kind of schedule are we setting him up to go through? They play New England this week. Then they get a freebie in Miami that may not be free.
Mm-hmm.
Then they get San Francisco, Minnesota, and Buffalo. Those three sound like decent defenses. They play one team the rest of the year that's not a great defense outside of Miami, and that's the Jets. What are you going to do to this young man? Are you going to ruin him? That's your question, Washington. Now I want to get the fuck off this team because Washington actually makes me mad with how they treat quarterbacks. What is my pick for second game of the week? Second best game of the week. The Cleveland Browns dog stomped the Baltimore Ravens. The Super Bowl champions earned a little bit of praise this week. Baker Mayfield, how you won a game with only throwing one pass to OBJ and him not throw a hissy fit. You now win MVP of the league for now. Because that takes some talent. Reality hit a little bit on Baltimore this week. Their defense is not as good as they thought they were, and when they're playing from behind, they're an average team, and that's a problem.
But wait, can we talk about that run from Nick Chubb?
Oh, dude! As soon as I had it muted so you didn't get to hear me. As soon as he broke line, I looked at Monica and said, "He's gone." And just, dude, that. But what was more impressive on that run? His run or Mayfield's?
That's a tough one. I'd have to go Chubb.
Because you do realize that Mayfield was the third person in the end zone, right?
Yeah.
It was him, a Raven, and then Mayfield. And Mayfield high stepped. From I'd have to see if Critty has the tweet. Chubb ran like 25 miles an hour. Mayfield ran 19. Like, it was fun to see.
I fucking love Baker so much. God damn it.
I'm on the fence with him because as much as I hate Whitlock, I don't think his attitude and how he acts is sustainable. If you have to be behind, if you have to be the underdog, this is not college football. This is not high school football. This is not sustainable. You have to find a way to get yourself amped up when you're a favorite. Because nobody picked Cleveland this week. Nobody.
But I don't think that's on Baker's shoulders as much as it is Kitchens, you know?
No, it's on Baker's shoulders.
I don't know, man. Everybody was killing old Freddie this week.
They can kill him all he wants. All he has to do is let Baker be Baker, and they're going to win games. And Baker proved that this week.
Yeah. I don't know. Cleans up the attitude a little bit, keeps that fire. I think he's got a future. Big one.
I do too. Speaking of futures, Carolina 16, Houston 10. Kyle Allen. Can we be real about him yet? Is he real yet?
I don't know if we can call him real yet. I mean, he's a real person. Let's give it a few weeks. We all know Riverboat Ron is not the worst coach in the world.
What?
And Kyle Allen, yeah.
I think he is, but that's just me.
But let's give it another week because I don't really believe in Bill O'Brien. Right?
Fair play.
I think Bill O'Brien has less talent in this league than Kyle Allen. How's that sound?
Okay. Willie?
Say what?
What do you think of this game?
I mean, it was a close one. Kyle Allen, 24-34, 232, 3 sacks though. Someone's got to tighten up that offensive line for him.
You can't say he needs to tighten up and then not look at Deshaun's.
Yeah, poor Deshaun.
Poor Deshaun Watson.
Dude,
Somebody said
the next Andrew Luck.
Somebody said, and I don't remember who it was, how can Deshaun Watson be so rated the way he is with the stats he has? When you're running for your life on a constant fucking basis, every snap of your career, the fact that you can pull off anything is amazing.
Yeah.
God, they're wasting him in Houston.
100%. All right, now I get to be the I told y'all so. Last week when we did our picks at the end of the week, everybody laughed at me when I said Tampa Bay would beat the Rams. The game of the week, the 13th highest scoring game in NFL history, the highest scoring game in the last 2 years, and the most points scored by the Buccaneers, 55 to the Rams 40. Jameis Winston, I do not like you as a human being. I think you suck as a quarterback, but there's times that you make me eat crow. And when you go 28-41 with 385 yards and 4 beautiful touchdowns, sir, the crow is stingy. Yeah. But I'd still crow in my mouth.
Yeah, the Rams weren't in this game at all for like the first quarter and a half. Like, they did nothing for the first
half.
Yeah, pretty much.
The first half.
They kind of started to come back late in the second quarter and, made it more of a game than it probably should have been. But I never thought I'd see Tampa score 20 points or more in 2 quarters in a game. Yeah.
Can I just let this one soak in and enjoy this one, guys?
Yeah, you can do that a little bit. I'll just go over these stat lines for the QBs. 28-41 out of 41, 385 yards with a QBR of 120.5 for Jameis Winston. Threw 4 touchdowns, had a pick, got sacked twice. Then you look at Jared Goff's stats. 45 of 68. Holy crap. You throw 68 passes in one game?
Dude, those are Matt Stafford type numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the record on pass attempts in a game? That's got to be up there.
Yeah, who knows? But 517 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 2 sacks, QBR of 80.3. Like, good grief. Like, throwing for 500 yards, good job. During those 3 picks, you fucked up.
Ugly picks.
Yeah. Ugly. And then it doesn't help that the Rams didn't have any sort of running game whatsoever. They had a total of 28 rushing yards.
Wait, how many pass attempts did he have? 68.
68.
He is tied for.
You guys want to hear the top 3?
He is tied for 3rd place now.
Oh yeah. I like the other 2 names he's tied with.
2 really bad. Tied with. Sorry, I was gonna say the people that was above him.
Drew Bledsoe with 70, Vinny Testaverde with 69, and then he's tied with John Kitna and get this, George fucking Blanda at 68.
Oh, great.
That's fucking insane.
You
George
know
Blanda with 68 pass attempts in a game in 1964.
The thing that blows my mind about the top 10 pass attempts, there's only 3 good quotation marks because I don't think one of them is good. 3 good quarterbacks in that list, which is Ben Roethlisberger, which I don't think is good. He has 66. Tom Brady and Philip Rivers had 65, and then number 11 is Steve Young.
Steve Young has one.
Well, he's technically number 11. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he's 11th on the list.
Tied for 9th.
Tied for 9th though. So that's amazing to me. That's actually a stat I was not expecting. That's crazy. But it doesn't matter when you throw 3 of the ugliest picks in the history of the fucking game against a very bad Buccaneers defensive backfield.
Okay, here's what's even better. That Steve Young game where he threw 67. It was a 27-17 game.
Oh, it was. What the fuck?
I've got to look at this now. Philip Rivers was 27-20. These aren't shootouts.
Brian Greasy from Tampa against Chicago threw 66 passes. 27-24 Chicago. Let's look at the number 1. Let's look at the score of that game. 26-20. Whoa. That's crazy. 70 passes and you only scored 26 points. Hey guys, no. So all the ones that we said so far, Wooly, the person that threw the most passes won. Vinny Testaverde threw 69 and lost by 14.
Kitna in 2001 beat the Steelers 26-23.
Wait.
Okay, Blanda got beat.
Okay, so Vinny Testaverde, Jared Goff, and Blanda are the only players. Oh wait, let me check the Chris Miller game. Okay, so Blanda, no, Greasy won. Blanda, Goff, and Vinny Testaverde are the only ones that's thrown for more than 65 yards, 65 pass attempts, and lost. Everybody else won. That's insane.
Hang on, Chris Miller lost in his 66 attempt game.
Chris Miller played for the Atlanta Falcons. Oh,
Okay,
they lost. Yeah. No, you're right. They lost 24-31.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I looked at it backwards. Sorry. Yeah, so four of the top 12 players that's thrown for more than 65 has lost. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane to me. The one thing I do want to talk about the Buccaneers game before we leave is Shaquille Barrett the best defensive player in the league right now?
Yeah.
I like hearing that word. All right,
Yeah, he
boys.
definitely is. Man, he is something else.
Oh, if they don't pay him, I'm gonna be pissed. They have to pay him this year.
You have to.
Oh, and Ndamukong Suh has fit the role of McCoy very fucking well, and it surprises me because I thought Sue was done. I'm going to move to the next game because it's my disappointing game of the week. Mr. Kyler Murray came back to reality finally. I don't know if y'all know this, but he was a sub 50K QBR in the first 3/4 of the NFL, his first 3/4 of each game, and then above 90 in the fourth quarter. And they lost bad 27-10. That Seattle pick starting to look really good now, ain't it, boys?
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Clowney got his first touchdown for the season, and he was all over the fucking place. Like, Seattle is not a joke, guys. And if the Rams struggled with the Buccaneers, they're in trouble against Russell Wilson. They're in trouble against Garoppolo. Because Winston's a good quarterback once in a while. Wilson's a good quarterback all the time. Garoppolo is a decent quarterback all the time. And that passing game looks like that's what's going to kill the Rams this year. What happened? Like, didn't they have amazing defensive backfield last year?
Yeah.
I mean, they still have Weddle. They still have Talib. Like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, I don't know there.
It's crazy.
People are getting old, man.
My shocking game of the week. The Bears. The game says 16-6, but that game was not close. And the biggest thing that came out of this is Chicago has a quarterback, and his name is Chase Daniel.
Yeah, and Chicago also has a pass rush. Its name is Khalil Mack.
Well, its name is a lot of names.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a video that showed, like, they had to use 3 guys to block Khalil Mack on a few plays.
So
Like,
I think the best stat of the week on this game is, I'm going to try to say his name, Nick Kukowski. 8 solo tackles, 1 assist for 9 tackles total, 1 sack. I've never even heard of that guy, and that's a fucking stat. That is a stat line. That's a day, boys. That is a day.
And who thought Vic Fangio was going to leave that Chicago defense and Chuck Pagano was going to step in and improve it? Because I sure as fuck didn't.
I didn't either.
God
and
damn.
I think that Vikings fans should be in like a suicidal type of alert, because this team is going to be mediocre as long as Kirk Cousins is your quarterback.
Dude, I follow a lot of Vikings Twitter, and it was a fucking dumpster fire of depression on Sunday. Boy, howdy. Yeah, Kirk is fucking not good.
How do you
he's not bad, but he's not good.
No, he's bad, and I have proof of that. 4 words, 2 people: Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. How in the fuck are you not bawling out of your mind with those 2 on your team?
Right?
Because
those two made Case Keenum look like an MVP candidate.
Those 2 are the reason why Case Keenum's in Washington making bank right now.
Correct. And
okay, so
dude,
and the flip side of, go ahead.
But dude, yeah, Kirk is bad. Really bad.
He really is bad. Like, those 2 go up in the same level as Landry and OBJ, Evans and Godwin. Like, the top end duo receiver threat, it goes Ridley and fucking Julio Jones. Like, yeah, there's good players on single teams, but when it comes to duos or receivers, they're top 5 easy. How the fuck are you so bad that you can't get those to the ball?
Dude,
because you can't use it. You can no longer use the excuse you don't have a running game to set up the pass game, because Dalvin Cook is one of the best. He's no longer the best, but he's one of the best running backs in the league.
I think he's still probably fucking like 1A.
He's 1A to Ezekiel. He's definitely 1A to Ezekiel now.
Dude, I think that we are fucking seeing a all-time defense right here. This Chicago defense is going to be fucking legit for a long time.
And I'll say something that you may not want to hear. I don't even have the Bears as the second best defense. I just don't.
I wouldn't be surprised if at the end that's not an argument. Fuck, they are terrifying.
The Patriots are clear number one in defense wise.
Dude, no doubt.
The choices now is who's number two, and please God, please forgive me for the words that are about to come out of my mouth. But the Dallas Cowboys has the second best defense in the league right now.
I'm not going to argue it, but
the Bears are close. The Bears are close.
Surprised if after next week we're saying, dude, Chicago might be the best.
No, because that can't happen because New England's playing Washington, so that's going to make them look good regardless.
Again, when does New England ever play a real fucking team?
It's not their fucking fault that they play in that division.
I know it's not, but this is insane.
All right, the most fun game to watch, and there's one I was most invested in because at the end of the week, and Will can tell you because he had to go through the last hour of football with me, was the Jacksonville Jaguars and Denver Broncos and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Rams, and I was palpitating over both games. The aura, the godlike aura that Gardner Minshew now has in the NFL, I'm sucking it all up.
Dude, did you see that tweet I sent to you of the Gardner Minshew, Uncle Rico?
Yeah, when I went back on Twitter Tuesday, earlier today, I saw it. Yeah, it was fucking great. I had to watch the entire thing. So
I bet you we could both throw it over the mountains.
As much as I want to say Minshew is the reason they won this game. Remember, boys, my sleeper pick for MVP in the league was who? Yeah, remember? Leonard Fournette. 29 rushes, 225 motherfucking yards.
Jesus.
Dude, is he going to be comeback player of the year worthy too?
I called him that. I called that. That is the one I picked for comeback player of the year. So
I mean, can you win both of them?
Yeah, well, yeah. Why not?
So I just can't think of anybody that ever has.
I don't think anybody ever has, but that doesn't mean it can't happen.
I guess not. Yeah.
Like,
fuck. Yeah, he looks terrifying. The Jaguars.
You know what I need to see from him for me to get really hyped? Because remember, one, he's a homer pick because LSU, baby. Go Tigers. But number two, at any point in time, if I see that stiff arm that I know he has come out, he's going to start hurting people with a stiff arm. Because everybody's like, well, the stiff arms he used in college, that was against college players. And he was a grown man playing a college sport. Yeah. And I guarantee you he still has it. He's just scared to use that motherfucker for some. I think he doesn't want to break a finger or something by stiff arming somebody, because he's violent with stiff arms. Like, he is dirty.
He's got that old man strength, that fucking 40-year-old dad strength to him.
This strength.
He's probably got like a season and a half more in his fucking 57-year-old body. God, he looks so old.
Hey, look, guys, another game that I'm the only one that picked. The Saints beat the Dallas Cowboys 12-10. Whew.
Field goals.
Everybody's going to think, okay, so Rev says Ezekiel's the best running back in the league now over Dalvin Cook, but they had about the same yards. Ezekiel Elliott's the only reason they stayed in that game. Ezekiel Elliott is the only reason they look like they could have won that game. And Ezekiel Elliott is the only reason that Jason Garrett ain't getting his fucking ass shit canned like he deserves.
Dude, you know Jerry Jones took the belt to his redheaded stepson after this game. God, did they look fucking inept.
So the most disturbing stat is you have an entire plethora of offensive weapons, Dak Prescott, Mr. I want $40 million a year, and you relied on a 922-year-old tight end to have the most receptions. I understand people were hurt, but Ezekiel Elliott can catch. Cobb can catch. Like, you have Tavon Austin. You have receivers. There's no excuse to lose to the fucking hapless Saints that are now first place in the division. Thanks, Dallas. At one time I want to say that you had the best defense in the second best defense in the league, and the rest of the time I want to spit on you because you're the Dallas fucking Cowboys. Instead of it being a three-way tie with Tampa having tiebreaker and us being in first place, we're in second place tied with the Panthers because you couldn't beat a breezeless. The wind could not blow through New Orleans. So fucked up.
Dude, I'll tell you what, though. Like, you're going to look at the stat line and you're going to think, hey, Teddy Bridgewater struggled. I mean, neither quarterback looked great, but you see Teddy, his numbers look just pedestrian.
I don't think so. But see,
when you actually watch the game film, though, his arm looks lively. He's moving around. You can see why he's the highest paid backup.
His job as backup in New Orleans Saints is to control games, period. Not win them, control them. Bridgewater is the highest paid backup because he's still the best at doing that. And that's only until like Case Keenum goes to another team and he becomes backup there, because Case Keenum can control a team if he's not starting. I don't know why. There is a good, strong possibility that when Mr. Brees comes back, they're still only going to have one fucking loss. And I don't know about y'all boys, but that bothers the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if he comes back and there's only one loss on the Saints record.
Well, no. There's not any way they're going to go into Brees coming back after the bye week with one loss, because they play Tampa this week and they're at home. And I don't know if y'all know the rules, but Tampa usually beats up on the Saints at home. So that could be a loss. Jacksonville the week after, that can be a loss. And then the guaranteed losses, they will lose to the Chicago Bears. Chicago is a real team.
Yeah.
As long as Trubisky is not the starting quarterback.
And like we were talking about, that New England plays some pretty pedestrian teams here.
Yeah.
Look at Chicago's upcoming schedule. It's just as dumpster. Dude, Chicago's defense is really going to get some tuning up in the next 4 weeks.
Yep. First real team they play is November 3rd.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Just think, I mean, when high schoolers work out against JV just to iron things out,
yeah,
it's the exact same thing here.
The first real offense they play for the entire year is the Chargers, but the Chargers don't have a defense, so it's not a real team. Then they play Philadelphia, and it all depends on which side of Philadelphia shows up. Then they play Detroit. They don't play a real offense until week 16. You realize that, right? So yeah. Chicago's going to look amazing all fucking year because they don't play a real offense until week 16.
Dude, it could be like a 10-2, 13 or 11-1 game.
They could in week 16 they could legit be what is their score? What is they could legit be 14-1. I don't see anybody on that schedule can beat the Bears if Trubisky isn't playing. I got to keep throwing that in there because if Trubisky's playing, any of those teams can beat them. Mm-hmm. One big shot downfield, or do we want to forget how the Packers beat them? Because that's how the Packers beat them. One big shot downfield. Hey, let's talk about the surprise of the week. Oh wait, it's not a surprise. Steelers 27, Cincinnati 3. Um,
The Bungles.
my question is where has this Mason Rudolph been so far this year? Is it because they were playing the Bengals?
I don't know. I mean, he went.
Dude, it has to be because Cincinnati's looked just hapless ever since week 1.
Yeah.
And they're still not the worst team in the league. That's the disturbing thing.
Close. I got excited. I thought, hey, here comes the Red Rocket. Dude, he's going to lead this team without A.J. Green. No. Just no. They look fucking terrible. I forget who their coach is, but he's not good. Some rookie growing pains. John Ross gets injured in this game. It's just tough. Top to bottom.
That John Ross one's going to kill them. That John Ross thing is going to kill them. All right. Best team in the NFL. Jaron.
I mean, is it even a question at this point?
I still think it is. I still think it is. So you have the Pats.
You have to beat the best to be the best.
Okay, Wooly.
I have to say the Pats as well, and I just to add on to Jaron's comment, we need to add a Ric Flair woo, because come on, you just basically said to beat the man, you have to beat the man.
I love the Pats defense. They're real. But I'm still gonna stay. The Chiefs are still the best team in the NFL.
You know what? We're gonna find out on
We're
December
gonna find out.
Eve.
Yeah. We're gonna find out in December.
That's fantastic.
And I will tell you, as a close second, with New England as second, is Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that defense actually scares me, and I'm a Buccaneers fan that's known for defenses. So, like, Chicago is pretty fucking good.
Dude, I'm gonna have to go back and watch these highlights again too. That Chicago-Minnesota game, because God, that entire defense was everywhere. You know, there's that meme where the quarterback sees 10 opponents. That was Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. So we're now a quarter way. We're the first quarter of the NFL season through. Following two things, I'll start with you, Wooly. Who is your MVP for the year so far? First off, and number two, who is your surprise team of the year?
All right. So, MVP for the league so far. Oh man, I mean, I think it has to be Patrick Mahomes, just because I don't know if the Chiefs are anywhere near as good as they are, record-wise, without him.
And your surprise team?
Let's see, surprise team. I mean, even though they are 2-2 right now, I mean Jacksonville, they're doing a little bit better than I thought they would be. So
only one of us picked them being good this year. So
yeah,
to be fair. All right, Jaron. Same question to you.
How crazy is it to think that it's going to be Khalil Mack?
How crazy is it? I don't think at all.
Defenders don't win, but boy, howdy, if you're saying one guy that is helping his team to victory, it's Khalil Mack. That guy is fucking terrifying. He's the Patrick Mahomes of the defensive side of the ball. Maybe even better.
No, you knocked that shit off. Look, we can take these hot takes, but don't be silly.
Hell, you watch what Khalil Mack is doing. He's wrecking
Khalil,
3 guys.
my argument,
continuously.
my argument with that, and I take your pick. I agree with you. That's a choice. But my argument with that is he's not even the best person at his position right now in the NFL. Period. And there's no arguing with that. The stats don't lie. One of the two stats does not lie. I would put Tampa's defensive front line against any defensive front line in the NFL. And the fact that Shaquille Barrett, the Shaq attack, is fucking killing every quarterback he plays. He owns records now.
Most sacks, up to 9 sacks, right?
9 sacks in 4 fucking games.
And fucking insane.
Like, if we're gonna go that level, Shaquille Barrett is by far the MVP of the league when it comes to defense. So, but I'll take yours. What's your surprise team, by the way?
I'm gonna go with Jacksonville. If you got 17 minutes into that first game, you saw Foles break his collarbone, you thought, oh, it's over. They got rid of Blake the Boat. They have no backup quarterback. And then Pimp Shoe comes in and just fucking wrecks the league. It's insane. That guy's got some moxie to him. I love it. Leonard Fournette, comeback MVP of the year. It's fun. Jacksonville's a fun surprise team.
I've been thinking about this all day because it's hard to pick, especially for MVP. Because I'm with you. I think that if you look who's causing the most moxie, the most stuff for their team, the most important player for their team, it has to be someone like Shaquille Barrett, Khalil Mack, any great defensive player. But I think the world agrees, without Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs are a mediocre team. Like, the Bucs defense is good with and without Shaquille. The Bears defense is good with and without Mac. They're better with them, but like, is it so much above it? Like, is there such a gap if they're missing time that you notice the gap? Patrick Mahomes, I honestly believe that you cannot replace him on that team. I don't. God, I fucking hate that because Shaquille Barrett he's playing out of his fucking, he's literally playing to become the most expensive linebacker in history. That's literally what he's doing right now. And I still think that Patrick Mahomes is, when you have an off week and you're still 300, almost 200 yards higher in passing yards than the next person down, that kind of says something about you, don't it?
I can't argue with your logic. I really can't.
Until he throws an interception and until anybody beats him in yards per game, I can't go against him as MVP right now. As much as I want to say Shaquille Barrett is the reason why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 2-2. Shaquille Barrett is the reason why we were almost 3-1. The Bears were going to win their games regardless. And it's proof because they lost to the Packers with Khalil Mack on the fucking field playing just as well. So I had Barrett, but I can't, and I can't pick the Jaguars as my surprise pick, guys. That's not fair to you guys, right? Because I picked them to win that division.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a surprise pick for you.
The Buffalo Bills.
Nice. Like that one.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. The Buffalo Bills are by far, because my other surprise pick, it can't be a surprise either because I called it. If Daniel Jones starts before week 5, they become good. I was right. We'll find out more later, but right now they've won 2 games, and that's probably more than a lot of people thought they were going to win all year. So, Buffalo Bills, their defense is fucking legit. I love their quarterback. I love Allen. I'm sold. He's a quarterback in the NFL. It just sucks they happen to play in the division with the Patriots, but they're definitely going to the playoffs from what I see.
No doubt about that. They are probably the realest team to come out of 2019 so far.
Well. That's only if the Jaguars doesn't keep their ascension. If their ascension keeps going, holy shit, dude. Jaguars are y'all are right. I mean, I was right, but makes y'all right. Y'all are right. The best team that nobody expected to be good other than me is the Jaguars. And you're right, Jaron. The second Foles went down, I should have been able to back off my pick. And thank you, Minshew. Wooly, that's what I want for Christmas. So Jaguar Minshew jersey, thanks. Wooly fall asleep on us?
I think
Wally.
he might have.
All right.
Okay, let's finish this so you can go to sleep, you bastard.
You
ready?
Yeah.
Los Angeles Rams, Seattle, Thursday night. Who you got?
Ooh. Seattle.
Jaron.
LA.
Seattle. Arizona versus Cincinnati. Holy shit.
Oh.
I have Arizona.
Yeah, I'll give Arizona the first one.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to wait a little while longer. I'll go Cincy.
Bills versus Tennessee. Jaron.
Do we know Josh Allen's status yet? Probably not.
I do not. I don't think we do. I think we'll find out tomorrow, actually.
Dude, with Josh Allen, I would take the Bills. If he's out and it's going to be Matt Barkley, it's going to be a Tennessee game. It all depends on Josh.
Yeah. I'm going to say Tennessee.
I'm a strong believer that Mariota and Mr. Winston is attached at the hip with being bad, so I'm going to pick Buffalo no matter who the quarterback is. Chicago and Oakland.
That offensive line of Oakland is just going to get shredded. Chicago.
Jaron?
The Khalil Max, no doubt.
The Chicago Khalil Max, correct. Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
Dude, blowout of the week for Tampa? I don't think Teddy Two Gloves is going to do a fucking thing against the Bucks.
I think Shaquille Barrett's going to kill him, so I had the Buccaneers too, Wooly.
Yeah, I'll go with the Bucks. Why not?
That means they're going to lose. Thanks, guys. Fuck me. That's how this shit works.
Teddy Two Gloves is going to have a career day.
Minnesota versus the New York Football Giants. Jaron.
Oh, my God.
First one that comes to your head. That's how this works. Remember.
I know. It's going to be the fucking Giants, too, man.
Wooly.
Giants.
We have more games all agreeing than normal. Holy shit. How many points is the Philadelphia Eagles going to beat the Jets by?
17.
4.
25. Baltimore at Pittsburgh.
Baltimore.
Jaron.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. My head's telling me Baltimore, but my heart's saying Pittsburgh because I just think that Mr. What's the quarterback for Baltimore again? I'm spacing. Lamar Jackson needs to get hit in the mouth again, and then he'll right the ship for the rest of the year. I'm serious. Yeah. New England beats Washington by 40 or more. Yes or no?
Yeah.
I'll take the under.
You're taking the under. I'm taking the over. I'm definitely thinking that's going to be the death of a quarterback, I think. Jacksonville versus Carolina. So I want to pick first so I can say some things. I'm heartbroken. This game has to happen. I'm absolutely shredded that this game has to happen because I love the two quarterbacks that's in this game. But Minshew magic, baby. Let's go. Jacksonville.
Yep. Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'll say Jacksonville. I want to see Minshew cha-cha his way inside the box from getting hit. I don't
Yeah,
know if you saw that tweet, Rev, but they had a clip of him just like moving around like within the pocket, just like trying not to get hit. And
I was watching the game. Like he dodged like 9 people and then threw a touchdown.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
I just
insane.
tweeted out that clip going of in quotes cha-cha real smooth. What I believe
Cha-cha
was
now, y'all.
what I
I think
believe Minshew was thinking.
I think Fournette is going to tell CMC to run along this weekend too.
CMC right now is the leader in rushing yards. I think Fournette is. I think Fournette's back. I think the LSU Fournette we knew, the attitude in the brain, like I told y'all at the beginning of the year, is there, and that's all that team needs, because the rest of their offense is pretty paltry. It's not bad, but it's not good. Minshew and
receiving corps is lacking.
yeah, Minshew and Fournette are amazing, and y'all are going to hear about Minshew and Allen, because I think that Kyle Allen's is the permanent starter in Carolina, especially if he pulls off another couple wins. Just not this week, okay? Atlanta and the worst 2-2 team in the league, Houston. Jaron?
Houston.
Yeah, I was about to say they may be the worst 2-2 team, but Houston.
They're definitely better than the Falcons.
I think that Matt Ryan being number 2 in passing yards and Julio Jones getting no looks while this is happening, that ship's got to right sometime, right? Like, that's got to fix sometime, right? Devontae Freeman looks like a shit running back. That something's got to change.
Dude, is it time to maybe admit that Devonta Freeman is not a good running back?
No, who's the offensive
When are we going
coordinator?
to have that conversation?
Who's the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons?
That's a good question.
Who is the head coach in Tampa Bay a couple years ago? Because that's who the offensive coordinator is now. And there was a reason why he was ran out of Tampa after 1 year as a head coach. So I have Atlanta winning this game, because eventually I need the ship to right so it can go back upside down before they start playing the Buccaneers late in the year. I don't need it to right on my Buccaneers. So fuck it, Atlanta. The worst. No. Let me rephrase that. The best 0-4 team versus the second worst 2-2 team. Denver Broncos versus Los Angeles Chargers. Wooly.
I just gotta say, is it really much of a compliment to be the best 0-4 team whenever the others are Miami
And Cincinnati.
Like, good God.
And Washington.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Jaron?
Yeah, Denver just lost Bradley Chubb. I think it's over this season.
I actually had
Chargers.
the Broncos in my head all day winning this game until Bradley Chubb was announced he's gone for the year. I don't know if the Broncos can win a game now.
No. The best part is, though, he tore his ACL, came back, and still got a sack.
Yeah, that is one of the strongest. Yeah. So what the entire world is going to say the game of the week is the Green Bay Packers in Dallas. Who wins, Jaron?
Dallas.
Wooly.
Green Bay.
I have Green Bay too. In my opinion, the best week match of the weekend: Kansas City, Indianapolis, and Kansas City.
Chiefs.
Jaron?
Indy. I think that defense gets right this week, and I think they shock the world.
I'm going to stick with my MVP pick. I kind of have to. Cleveland at San Francisco on Monday night.
I think this might actually come down to be the game of the week.
I don't. I think it's going to be a blowout.
You think the Browns are just going to walk all over San Fran?
Yeah.
You know,
I like it.
that. Yeah.
If you want to talk about the most overrated team right now, San Francisco is number one on that list.
Yeah.
I think we're going to find out this week who they really are. I'm leaning more towards maybe they're not actually as bad as some people are thinking. But I could also see them being just god awful.
They beat Tampa with no offensive touchdowns. They beat the Bengals, which I think us three could probably beat. And they beat the Steelers before the ship started selling. That's their 3 wins.
They were 3 pretty convincing wins, though.
No, they only beat the Steelers by 4 points. That's, to me, not convincing. So, last thing, worst team in the NFL is?
We should go with somebody other than Miami.
I'm not going Miami.
Whoa.
I do not have Miami. I don't even have Miami number 2 now. So, Wooly, who is your worst team in the NFL? You can pick whoever the hell you want. Who you think is the worst team in the NFL?
I feel like it has to be the Bungles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be Cincinnati.
That's not who I have, but that's definitely my number 2. Jaron, who do you have?
Man, I'm not going to pick Miami just because that's obvious, but the New York Jets are not a good football team.
I don't think it's obvious because of the Jets. I think it's obvious because Washington is fucking trash. From the top of their organization all the way down to their punter, they're trash. Like there's signs of life in Cincinnati. There's signs of life in Miami, definitely in Miami, and there's signs of life in New York. Mm-hmm. Name one positive thing about the Redskins right now. Don't worry, I'll wait. I got to say it in 2 podcasts in one day. I knew it.
You're not going to have Jay Gruden as your coach much longer.
If that's their only positive, that proves they're the worst team in the
know, right? Yeah, you might. I mean, if you're talking a franchise overall, not just a season football team on the paper.
No, even season. There's nothing positive about their team.
Man, that is a bleak outlook, and you might be 100% correct.
The Jets have Le'Veon Bell. That's still a bright point. That's still somebody that is going to end up getting better.
And I mean, as little as I believe in Darnold, yeah, Washington's quarterback core might even be worse.
And Wooly said the Bengals. I want to remind you that they're 0-4 with a quarterback that's near the top of the league in passing, without AJ Green, and without Mixon playing well. They're 0-4 because of their defense, not their offense. The Redskins are 0-4 because they are hapless on both sides of the ball all the time. I don't understand. And you remember that thing that we talked about the other day, Wooly? I think it was just me and you were. Some teams deserve to get teams taken away from their owners. Washington is the NFL equivalent of that.
Yeah, if Washington doesn't fire Jake Gruden after this week, we just need to relegate Washington.
It shouldn't be after this week, man. Like, it should be right now. I should be able to go on Twitter and see that he finally did something right, because there's reality to it that there may be a college team or two that could give Washington a game. That's real. And I've never actually thought that. I've never actually physically thought in my mind that this team and this team could possibly give a pro team a game. And I think that now. I honestly think that there's 2 teams in the NFL that could not lose, but not stomp the dog shit out of a college football team. And that blows my fucking mind. Because if you've watched Ohio State, Alabama, and LSU this year, they look like professional teams. So I don't know what to think about the Redskins anymore, man. I just Don't fucking know.
Mm.
So, is there anything else y'all would like to say about the first quarter of the year?
I hope it improves because this has been a pretty lackluster 25% so far.
Uh, yeah, I got none.
Mine is, and
One
we
more
can
thing.
go ahead.
Dude, the refs are still absolutely fucking trash.
Well, that's
And
a
I
given.
I cannot wait for them to scrap this stupid pass interference challenge because it's obvious on so many replays and they don't call it. They just don't want to do it. It's a farce. We even have to put up with these challenges because they're not getting overturned.
I think the biggest take of the first quarter of the NFL is quarterbacks are still way too overrated as importance of teams. Because in my opinion, out of the top 5 teams in the league right now, 3 of them are because of their defense, not because of their quarterback. And with that, thank you guys for week 4 of Fat Fucks Watching Football.
Yay.
Whatever the hell our name is.
Third
We'll be
podcast in one night recorded. Can I please go to bed?
next week. We won't have 6 podcasts, 6 hours, 7 hours of podcasts. So Wooly will have a lot more energy at the end. But like with the schedule that we now have with hockey and football and everything else that we have on this channel, that I hope that you enjoy all the content too. There's going to be days where we're just going to have to record, and so because Wooly has hockey season coming up, and he like, if you haven't watched the NHL podcast, you should go watch it. It's good podcast, by the way. Show. I'm just gonna stop calling these podcasts. The only one we have the podcast is Boycott Everything. This is a show. Um, if you go watch the hockey show, you'll see that he has season tickets to a minor league team. Plus, he's a fucking diehard uh, Golden Knights fan. So we'll be watching a lot of hockey together this year. So like, y'all are about to get a lot of content. And I hope that the 12 of you, and hopefully it grows more soon, enjoys everything we put out. But until next Tuesday night and Thursday for y'all on release, I'm Rev. That's Wooly and Jaron, and we are the fuck out. Oh, eat ass, scrubs.
All right, Sean. Jesus.